The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Steffi's disrespect for Finn leads to marital heartbreak. Will Hope accept Liam's attempts to fix her relationship with Carter? And did Hope tell Liam she still loves him? What does Carter find out from Liam? What to expect from Monday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Steffi's disrespect for Finn leads to marital heartbreak. The secret that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, is dying has been entrusted to Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, and Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Keeping his tongue quiet has come naturally to Finn, but Steffi is a different story. This week, she revealed the truth to Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Liam was furious. He is not to fault. Hope was appalled, but relieved to learn the truth, and some fans support Steffi's choice to tell her. However, Finn is not in agreement. After informing Hope, Steffi returned home and discovered Finn with Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. She lost control of the situation and gave Luna the command to lead for good. Although Luna desires a relationship with Finn, he has pushed her away. However, being prohibited from doing something by one's spouse is a whole other matter than simply not wanting to do it. Finn is an adult who can make his own decisions and is a proud man. Will Steffi's tendency toward dominance cause Finn to become very tense? Though she did not stop her rogue behavior, Finn was not happy that Steffi told Hope. Then he had to watch in his own house while she took over his relationship with Luna. Given Steffi's tendency to act without thinking, is it possible that Finn is growing weary of her? Some viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful believe that Steffi is not giving Finn the respect he merits. Furthermore, she has prohibited him from interacting with his biological mother, Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown. With her fifth kid on the way, Jacqueline McKinswood is probably going to take maternity leave. This implies that a convincing explanation for her prolonged absence from Los Angeles must be developed by the show. By having Steffi act insensitively toward Finn's feelings, it appears that the show is trying to get their ducks in a row, which could lead to tension for Finn. If you're a fan of B&B, do you think Steffi will push her domineering side too far with Finn and end up destroying their relationship? Do you also believe it's reasonable that she won't let him communicate with Shayla and Luna in any way? Check in to see what's going on with B&B at the moment. Make us your go-to destination for news, updates, and spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful by returning frequently. Scott Clifton gets candid about divorce, fatherhood, and his son. But why? In a touching ode to his son Ford on his 9th birthday, Scott Clifton commended the youngster for growing up through his parents' divorce. A lot of things have been hurled at Scott Clifton lately. He's got a lot on his plate, from portraying Liam facing death on The Bold and the Beautiful to having one of his ex, formerly Twitter, accounts suspended. On the other hand, he recently took a moment to see the positive side of things and posted a lovely comment about his son on social media. Introducing Ford Robert Clifton, the preteen, was the opening line of a long homage that Clifton put on Instagram, along with a number of pictures of his son Ford. After his son informed him that he would turn 1 on his next birthday, he recalled that he had to Google the term preteen. The actor was unprepared for his 9-year-old to eventually become the official prototype of a hormonal, smelly, rebellious, girl-curious, independence-hungry young man who would rather suffer 1,000 geometry textbook paper cuts than be caught telling his lame dad, "I love you too," in public. He did note, though, that his son does express his affection for him frequently, openly, and without solicitation or self-consciousness. They were your final words before you fell soundly asleep on my lap last night while we processed the day. "My God, you made a canvas out of Kevlar," he said, describing Ford's mature response to his parents' divorce. As he continued, Clifton expressed his pride in his son's development and personality, saying, "I wish I could tell myself a year ago that it's okay to exhale, because you will always be everything at once to me, my child, my teen, my man, and my hero." my own Ford. He said, I love you, as he tenderly concluded his homage. Cheers to your 9th birthday. In response, his on-screen father, Don Diamond, Bill, shared the following emojis, as did supervising producer Casey Kasperzik. I admire her commented, with those gorgeous illustrations, you and Ford could write books, in response to the last picture, which featured one of Ford's sketches and other pictures of him having fun. Another admiring fan then replied, you're such a great dad. And not too bad of a writer either. Daphne had confused Carter right where she wanted him. But why? When Carter prepared to make the most significant error of his life on Friday. This is your recap of the bold and the beautiful. Hope told Liam that their future was together and that she didn't want to spend any more time apart. As Carter listened in shock and despair, I'm serious, Liam. Beth and I still have a future together, and I will always be here for you. You have my love. I will love you forever, Hope sobbed. He left before the others could be heard. Liam's disclosure of his condition may have given Carter a hint as to what has been going on. I wish I had more time before you began to view me in a different light. I don't want to live my entire life witnessing the sorrow in the eyes of the people I care about, Liam remarked. Hope emphasized her desire to treasure the time they had left. We don't have much time as we think we do, so we owe it to ourselves to make the most of it, said Liam. That was exactly what Liam wanted Hope to accomplish, but not necessarily with him. You deserve to be happy, I hope. You should have a lifelong companion. Someone to offer you everything that I desired, but was unable to. Follow my guidance. Try to mend your connection with Carter. You will be happy if you forgive him, Liam said. Liam should concentrate on herself instead of worrying about her, Hope advised. Although Liam acknowledged that he was afraid, he found emotional support in knowing that those he loved were content. Then Liam remembered their first encounter. Liam told Hope, the moment I saw you, my heart skipped a beat. That Liam? He had no idea the amount of pain he was going to inflict on you. The way she used to look at him was now the way she looked at Carter. Liam also informed Hope, I could have made amends in our relationship, but I squandered so much time. Don't make the same mistake I did, please, Liam pleaded. Liam believed that, in the grand scheme of things, Carter's betrayal was meaningless. The bitterness and rage, it is useless. He questioned, do you still love Carter? Hope claimed to have done so. Then you need to go to him, and you repair that relationship before it's too late, Liam replied. Steffi went on to complain to Finn and Taylor about Liam's predicament. How am I supposed to tell Kelly that Liam is dying? She demanded. Both Finn and Taylor pledged to stand with Steffi. Although Finn commented, you're not alone in this. Steffi pointed out that Liam preferred to be by himself. He needs to be surrounded by people who truly care about him, Steffi stated. Tell the truth to me. Do you think telling Hope was the proper thing for me to do? What? Steffi inquired. It was definitely the proper thing to do for Beth's sake, Taylor reassured her, because they didn't want to harm their loved ones. Finn's patients decided to pass away alone, he told Steffi and Taylor. As Steffi correctly noted, families were still suffering as a result of that decision. All you're doing is squandering valuable time. Liam's companions would be Wyatt and Will, she added, and Bill would do everything in his power to ensure Liam was comfortable. Finn acknowledged that the decision of their loved ones to pass away alone upset the families he knew. Liam is not alone though. He has two ladies who are very important to him and will support him in facing the future. You and Hope, Finn remarked. Finn reminded Steffi that this was reality, even though she continued saying that nothing was fair. Tomorrow isn't promised to any of us, he stated bleakly. Carter was on Daphne's mind as she sat at the desk in the design office. Brooke cut through her thoughts and said she wanted to discuss Hope and Carter with Daphne. They have been going through a very challenging time, Brooke commented. Challenging suggests that there is a task to complete, but in reality, there isn't. Hope gave up on their relationship with Carter, Daphne said. Carter and Hope loved each other, Brooke insisted, and they will eventually find each other again. I admire you for standing up for Hope. She is your daughter. Daphne said, but she's no good for Carter. Immediately before a distressed Carter showed up. so that he could talk to Daphne alone. He requested Brooke to leave. Daphne sensed something was wrong right away. As Carter put it, "How could my instincts have been so wrong?" When he informed Daphne he had to leave, she insisted on accompanying him. "Wherever you're going, you can't be alone," she stated. Carter took Daphne back to his flat, where he was silent and thoughtful. Daphne urged him to share the incident with her. Carter bemoaned all of his errors and failed relationships. "Yet here I am still caring for you," Daphne purred and said. Applying her typical charm, Daphne reprimanded Hope. "She's had a history of switching men." Daphne remarked, "I wouldn't be shocked if she went back to Liam." Carter gave off the impression that he was at last prepared to concede and allow Daphne to approach him. Will Hope accept Liam's attempts to fix her relationship with Carter? Steffi received assurances from Finn and Taylor that she was correct to inform Hope about Liam's incurable brain tumor in the most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. However, Hope held on to Liam, who was anxious to find a method to save his life and reunite with him. 8th. Finally, Daphne tried her hardest to persuade Carter to leave Hope and come to her. Now that the soap opera is moving forward at full speed, the drama is expected to get worse. When viewers tune in to CBS for the May 16, 2025 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, they can anticipate the following. In the last episode of the week, Liam makes an effort to persuade Hope to mend her relationship with Carter. It has become more and more clear over the past few days that, without a miracle, Liam's health is beyond saving. He is progressively losing his life due to a deadly condition. Those who are aware of the reality are also finding it difficult to accept that he has a limited amount of time left to live due to an incurable brain tumor. Apart from the physicians, only Steffi and Finn knew, and Liam wanted it to remain the case. Steffi, however, believed Hope should be informed of the reality. After all, the two had a daughter together and were previously married, much like Steffi and Liam. Hope was shocked at her feelings when she told her. She didn't waste any time in getting in touch with Liam and assuring him that she wanted him to live for her, their daughter, their lengthy history, and possibly their future. Although he is making an effort to accept the truth of his circumstances, Liam finds it difficult. Realizing he won't be able to experience such moments, like reuniting with Hope or seeing his girls grow up, makes a lot of things feel heavy. With fixed equations, Liam wishes to depart. He wants Hope and Steffi to move over their conflict. Additionally, Liam believes Hope needs to mend her connection with Carter and give him another chance. Hope doesn't, however. As Liam was her past, she sees him as her future, and she has no plans to reunite with Carter anytime soon. Carter overheard what Hope said to Liam as he was approaching to persuade her to give romance another shot. He found it incomprehensible that she was never genuinely interested in reconciling and that she returned to her feelings for Liam so fast. Will Carter abandon Hope at this point? Find out by keeping an eye on The Bold and the Beautiful. Did Hope tell Liam she still loves him? The Bold and the Beautiful's Friday, May 16, 2025 episode had Hope telling Liam she would always love him and that she didn't want to be apart. Hope sobbed in his arms. After hearing that, Carter became clearly agitated. Brooke informed Daphne that Hope and Carter were still in love at Forrester, but Daphne refused to back down. Steffi told Taylor and Finn that she felt angry and powerless because of Liam's condition. Hope broke down in tears as she told Liam she still loved him. During the talk at Brooke's place, Hope admitted she didn't want to stay apart from him any longer. As she gave him a tearful hug, she emphasized that their future was meant to be together. Carter listened to everything while he stood at the entrance. He fought back tears, clearly shaken. Liam remained composed and encouraging as Hope let her heart run wild. He emphasized the value of savoring the time they had left and reminded her of their shared memories. Despite her emotional collapse, Liam gently urged her to move on and consider her future. She should be happy, he reminded her, and she should think about making amends with Carter. Hope acknowledged that her feelings for Liam were still very strong, but she also acknowledged her love for Carter. Liam claimed that she used to look at Carter the same way as she does today. Carter felt like a forgotten person because of that. Hope stayed with Liam, and Carter left, bitterly disappointed. That moment altered the course of events for all three of them and changed everything. Indeed, Carter escorted Daphne out of the office and into his apartment. Carter came back to Forrester Creations in a rage after hearing Hope tell Liam that she still loved him. As he entered, he heard Daphne and Brooke conversing. Brooke encouraged Daphne to keep trying and told him she thought Carter was the appropriate man for Hope. After Brooke left, Carter was obviously having trouble. "I hope happened," he replied when Daphne inquired what had happened. When he informed her he couldn't stay at work, she insisted on accompanying him. During the way to the loft, Carter hardly talked, and Daphne sensed his discomfort. Once inside, he blamed himself for everything and claimed to have destroyed every relationship he had ever been in. Daphne reminded him that Hope was the one who failed him and that he is a nice man. She claimed she always feared this would happen, pointing out Hope's history of returning to Liam. Carter acknowledged feeling as though he had sacrificed everything for Hope and been ignored in return. Daphne had been correct about Hope all along, he informed her. Yes, Hope was urged straight out by Liam to forgive Carter and try their relationship again. At Brooke's house, Hope questioned Liam whether he wished Steffi hadn't told her about his condition during their tearful chat. Although he responded no, he felt that they should have had more time before she began to view him differently. He reminded her that they had to make the most of their time together. She deserves love and a future, Liam reassured her and urged her to get back in touch with Carter. He added that she should go and make amends if she still loved Carter and that the specifics of their previous arguments were no longer important. Although Hope was apprehensive due to the betrayal, she did not deny her love for Carter. By claiming that forgiveness will lead to happiness, Liam encouraged her to look at the wider perspective. He claimed that contemplating the joy of others brought him serenity and that he wanted to go knowing she was all right. Hope listened intently to Liam's statement that she now looks at Carter in the same manner as before. He advised her to get back on track and mend her relationship before it was too late. Though she wasn't immediately moved, Hope stayed. Yes, Daphne clearly wanted to be nearer to Carter after witnessing the extent of Hope's hurt. Daphne accompanied Carter to his apartment and remained there after they left Forrester Creations together. Reminding him of her warning about Hope, she expressed her dislike for seeing him in misery. Carter said that he felt he and Hope were in agreement and that she loved him. He expressed his belief that they had both come to terms with their errors and were making progress. Carter felt deceived, however, after hearing Hope tell Liam that she still loved him. Daphne informed him that he was not at fault and that he had simply picked the wrong person to believe in the bold and the beautiful. She remarked that Hope always brings up Liam, her child's father. Carter deserved better, according to Daphne, who also assured him that she would always be there for him. Carter didn't shoo her off. As an alternative, he appeared to value her assistance. Daphne seized the opportunity when she spotted it. She made it obvious where she stood without putting any pressure on him. Staying at his side, she hoped that this would be the turning point in her life. What does Carter find out from Liam? The Bold and the Beautiful's current plotline involves Carter listening in on Liam and Hope's tearful discussion regarding Hope's post-loss future. Liam's brain tumor is incurable, and his prognosis is not good. After Steffi told Hope about his illness, Hope felt compelled to go back to Liam and tell him that she wanted to spend as much time as possible with him. Recently, Liam and Hope discussed their shared memories. Then he asks her to move on, and their discussion changes. Carter shows up and overhears them talking. While at Brooke's house, Hope and Liam have a heartfelt talk. There, Liam confides in Hope that he goes back to all of their happy experiences in order to temporarily escape the challenging times and cheer himself up. He thinks back to their bike rides and birthday parties. He admits that these recollections help him deal with the worries and reduce his fear. He gets the solace he requires during this difficult period from them. Also, Hope and Liam are content with their time together and carry on their trip down memory lane. In turn, he admits that his appreciation for her and their family has grown as a result of their difficult times together. While they are still talking, Carter arrives and peeks through the door. He makes an effort to hear what they are saying and is startled to learn what Hope believes will happen to them in the future. Recalling their favorite experiences, Liam starts a challenging conversation. Hope is urged to move on and begin a new chapter in her life. If you want a future with Carter, you have one, he says. Carter continues to pay attention with interest. Hope, however, disputes Liam's assertions and maintains that she would want to remain with him. In closing, she says, "I still want my future with you. The two of us will be together." The effect of this discussion on Hope and Carter's relationship is yet unknown. Navranj. Shazmeen covers pop culture beats as an entertainment journalist for Evolve Media. Because of her passion for movies, she became an entertainment journalist. She has a wide range of tastes in movies, but she particularly enjoys the Marvel Cinematic Universe, horror, psychological suspense, and movies with deep philosophical themes. What to expect from Monday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? In The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope tells Liam that she still loves him and doesn't want to be apart on Friday, May 16. She collapses in his arms, unaware that Carter is watching from the doorway. Daphne follows Carter to his loft after he is devastated and departs. Before it's too late, Liam advises Hope to move on from the past and mend her relationship with Carter. As this was going on, Steffi opened out to Taylor and Finn about her guilt and battled with the thought of Liam dying. Daphne refuses to give in even after Brooke cautions her that Hope and Carter are still in love. Daphne is informed by Carter that she was correct all along. Hope broke in once more. Given Carter's emotional vulnerability, Daphne will see a genuine opportunity to get to know him better on Monday, May 19. She will support him while attempting to keep Hope at bay. But Hope will ultimately make the decision to confront Carter and make amends, as Liam requested. Hope and Steffi will also meet in person and decide to put an end to their arguments. Steffi might even attempt to restore Hope's fashion brand to Forrester in an effort to make things better for Liam. However, as long as emotions are strong, nothing will happen as planned. Hope will ultimately choose to pursue Carter, as Liam encouraged her to do, on the May 19 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. She is resolved to speak with Carter and share her true feelings. Therefore, she will leave Brooke's place. She won't be aware, though, that Carter is no longer employed at Forrester. Following the emotional toll of hearing her confess her love to Liam, Carter will have brought Daphne back to his apartment. Daphne will continue to be near him and remind him of her warning about Hope. Hope was always going to turn back to Liam, she would argue, and never earned his loyalty. Carter, still incensed and devastated, will begin to wonder if he ever knew Hope at all. Back at Forrester, Brooke will see that Hope isn't there and might ask Steffi how she's doing. Soon after, Steffi and Hope will cross paths. There will be a heated but polite discussion between the two women. Steffi will let Hope know that she respects her situation and that the back and forth is over. The importance of Liam to them both will be discussed. Steffi will eventually advise them to put an end to their arguments and work on mending their current situation, both personally and professionally. Steffi will suggest that Hope's clothing line be brought back to Forrester Creations. It's time to lead by example and quit bringing up the past in their jogs, she will say. Hope is going to be surprised by this, but she will accept it. Daphne and Carter will remain at the loft elsewhere. Daphne will use this as her opportunity to demonstrate her resolve. She'll make an effort to remain composed and encouraging, while also reminding Carter that Hope was never totally in. While offering consolation, Daphne will also use her influence in the hopes that Carter will eventually see her. She will not be overly forceful, but if he is prepared to let go of Hope, she will express her desire for a future with him. Hope will eventually discover where Carter went, even though she isn't aware of what's going on at the loft. She will reach his house at the same time that Daphne becomes more at ease in his company. In The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope might interrupt them, but her response will rely on what she observes or hears. A potential conflict between the three will be built up in Monday's program. Hope will have to determine whether she still wishes to support Carter and whether it is too late. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.